Archangel Michael says, the moment has arrived when a hidden hand can no longer operate in the dark. Something disturbing was just intercepted, and your connection to it will leave you breathless. A private investigator was caught red-handed, and what he carried will shake your foundation. This is not mere surveillance, it is an obsession that was growing quietly for weeks. He wasn't hired by just anyone, he was working under instructions from someone who smiles at you like nothing is wrong. You have been under quiet examination, your every move traced, your conversations noted, and now the curtain has lifted. The report he held was thick, filled with timestamps, names, and blurry photographs of your home. He had been blending in like a ghost, making his rounds and reporting back to a person with hidden motives. But what shocked even the authorities was your name being circled multiple times in red ink, with the words, "Target, delay." The room where he was detained had no cameras, but a guard overheard a single name that made him stop breathing, your name. And the moment that name echoed in the air, something divine moved into action. The very pen he used to forge your identity broke in half on its own. Type Amen to get blessing 113. They thought you wouldn't notice the shadow following you. They underestimated your spiritual radar and the protection that surrounds you. But heaven saw it all, and the hourglass is flipped now. He had photos of your gate, the color of your bedsheets, and even the shoes you left near the door last Sunday. One of the images showed you standing on your balcony, unaware that someone was documenting your stillness like evidence. The files have been seized, but not before someone else made a copy. Comment, I cancel every evil report, if you're ready to reverse this now. There is a woman involved, her name was blacked out, but her handwriting was found on the back of one of the pages. She is close to you, too close to be innocent. She fed the investigator with small details about you, your habits, your routines, and most dangerously, your moments of silence. Type Amen to get blessing 719. She once laughed with you, even gifted you something simple, a box of sweets or maybe a scarf, but now that gift is a symbol. The scarf was meant to collect your scent, the sweets to observe your fingerprints. Everything was orchestrated like a silent opera behind your back. They didn't expect the spiritual backlash. The man began to tremble during interrogation, saying something about hearing a loud ringing bell whenever he tried to lie. The interrogator turned pale when a light bulb exploded above the man's head without warning. The pages in his bag were numbered up to 40, but only 39 were found. Page 27, the one that could expose the real commander of this operation, is missing. Someone took it before the capture, and now there's a race to find it. Type Amen to get blessing 422. You were never supposed to find out about this. It was a slow unraveling plan designed to hit your stability like silent waves on a shore. But Archangel Michael says, the forces working against you are now in visible sight. A dark sedan had been seen twice parked across your lane with someone pretending to read newspapers. That was him, his disguise was paper-thin. The papers were hollowed out, with a camera lens fitted through them, capturing your every step from a distance. An encrypted file was recovered from his USB drive. It held a voice recording labeled "Final Strike Plan." The voice giving orders was distorted, but fragments of names and dates were clear, and one of them matches someone you've trusted with your heart. Type Amen to get blessing 369. The person you once protected is now tied to your exposure. A bitter decision they made 2 weeks ago triggered a chain of whispers that led to this hired investigator. They are guilty, not of love, but of betrayal painted in secrecy. But they won't get far now. The intercepted voice note is now being decrypted, and with each syllable revealed, heaven is tearing apart the dark fabric they wore. This is not just about invasion, this is an attempt to frame you for something you didn't even think of. Comment, I will not be framed, if you know this message is yours. Your home address, phone logs, even bank entries were being tracked. But divine timing struck like thunder on the 4th day, and the plan cracked open. That was the day you felt sudden pressure in your chest for no reason. It wasn't stress, it was your intuition trying to scream. Type Amen to get blessing 805. The woman who smiled at you recently knew something. She complimented your energy, but it was false praise, a mask over poisonous intentions. She was the informant, feeding little crumbs of your world to a monster hoping to rewrite your destiny. But destiny cannot be borrowed or rewritten by darkness. The ink they used to craft lies will be used to write their own downfall. Because a scroll from heaven is now being opened, and it carries truth like fire on every line. The private investigator cried during confession. He admitted something was following him for days, a presence he couldn't shake off. He thought it was paranoia, but it was Archangel Michael standing beside him, ready to expose the plot. Type Amen to get blessing 601. There's still danger. The person funding this is not yet caught. They are trying to find a new handler to take over, now that the first one is detained. A payment was traced to an offshore account that matches a name that once called you family. The betrayal has a familiar face, and soon that face will be seen in a police report. Don't be shocked when you recognize who it is. Your face appeared in one of the printed target sheets with a red question mark. But something supernatural happened. When investigators opened that specific folder, every photo inside had turned blank. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You are protected more than you know. Your ancestors spoke your name in the heavens and sealed you with a layer of light that cannot be erased. The attack was delayed because someone in the spiritual realm held up the sword. The investigator will face charges. But the name on his lips during his final confession will make you stop breathing for a second. It's a name you've loved. The final words he whispered before going unconscious were, "They said the target knows too much now." You're not just a survivor, you're the reason their plan failed. The enemy is now scrambling to find excuses, but none will work. Every piece of false data is being burned by a higher flame. Type Amen to get blessing 447. You will soon be called for clarification, but don't be afraid. The ones handling the case are being led by divine instruction now. Your words will be clear, your truth will be loud. Someone nearby is pretending to know nothing. But their nervous tapping, their sudden kindness, their shift in tone, that's guilt in disguise. Watch their eyes, not their lips. Comment, no weapon formed will prosper, to seal your safety now. This isn't just about files or photos. They were planting stories, trying to manipulate timelines, forge electronic traces. But the software corrupted on its own the night you prayed for protection. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They planned for this attack to unfold quietly in 3 phases. Phase 1 was information. Phase 2 was manipulation. But Phase 3, destruction, has now turned back on them. The person behind this is trying to disappear, but they won't get far. Their steps are being traced by angelic warriors, and one by one, their secrets are surfacing. There's a document that holds your exoneration, and soon it will land in your hands. You've been divinely shielded from a shame you didn't deserve. The person who tried to break you will be known in public within the next 9 days. And Archangel Michael says, they will be forced to speak your name with respect. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They thought they could finish the plan before you noticed, but their timing clashed with divine intervention. When they whispered your name in secret meetings, angels were already decoding their conversations. They didn't just plan an attack, they triggered a divine judgment. One of the men arrested with the investigator confessed that your house was visited spiritually days before the physical spying began. He said something kept blocking his thoughts, confusing his steps, and making him forget your door number. That was no coincidence, it was spiritual protection intercepting wickedness. Behind the curtain, someone in your circle was paid to keep silent. Their silence was the loudest betrayal. They saw what was happening, knew what was being planned, but chose comfort over loyalty. Type Amen to get blessing 757. A voice note you're not supposed to hear is about to be released. It contains the proof of the command given against you. When you listen to it, you'll realize just how far this went. Your name was spoken not in anger, but in envy. They can't understand how you keep rising. They thought digging into your past would shame you, but instead, it has only elevated your divine favor. One of your close friends' name appears in 3 different files. They used your trust as an open door. But now that door is shut, and they're being locked out spiritually and physically. Type Amen to get blessing 171. A second device was found in the investigator's car. It was linked to a hidden camera planted in a cafe you often visit. They were trying to catch you slipping, trying to fabricate something that would paint you falsely. The same cafe worker who often smiled at you was part of it. But guilt got to him. He anonymously tipped off the authorities that led to the investigator's arrest. The phone he used had your number under a false name, Subject 4. That's how you were being referred to, like an experiment. But God says, you are not a subject. You are His chosen. Comment, expose every secret around me, to activate the revealing light now. Type Amen to get blessing 848. Your laughter was recorded. Your silence was paused and analyzed. They were looking for weakness, but found none. That terrified them. Now they've entered panic mode. The missing page from the file is believed to have been stolen by the very woman who ordered the surveillance. She's holding it because it contains her real name, her address, and your connection. You'll soon hear a story from someone trying to soften their role in all this. Don't be moved by their tears. Their regret is not spiritual, it's survival. The media may catch wind of this. But heaven will make sure your name is cleared before any gossip begins. Your face will not be shamed, it will shine. Type Amen to get blessing 639. Archangel Michael says, this is not just a physical plot, this is spiritual warfare in disguise. The investigator was a puppet. The real enemy has not yet shown their face, but their reflection has started to crack. Look around in your circle. Someone is becoming overly kind lately. They weren't part of the original plan, but they were recruited late, to keep an eye on you. Even your mail was intercepted once. A letter meant for you was never delivered, it contained a warning from someone who saw this coming. That letter is still out there, hidden in the drawer of a person you once called friend. Type Amen to get blessing 114. The man arrested mentioned a date, May 10th. That was supposed to be the day they would launch the third phase, digital smear. But the laptop used for that plan caught fire while charging, unexplained, unprovoked. That was divine interruption. You're not just being protected, you're being prepared. Prepared for a level of truth, justice, and honor that will shake even your enemies into silence. There is a lawyer now reviewing the case. He's not a believer, but he keeps hearing whispers in his ears at night to dig deeper. He'll uncover the twist that will reverse everything. Comment, my story will be cleared, if you know this is your message. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The person who started all this was jealous of your peace. You didn't even provoke them. Your smile, your elevation, your progress, it irritated their demons. Now their name is being investigated too. Their digital footprint reveals they've searched your name more than 60 times in the past month. That's not research, it's obsession. A doorbell recording showed a strange figure at your gate one evening. No one could explain who it was. But the same outfit was found in the back seat of the investigator's vehicle. The document marked, Emergency Strike, has one final line in bold, this one cannot be left in peace. But peace is your portion. Peace is your inheritance. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Heaven has flipped the script. The darkness is now stumbling over the lies they wrote. Every plan they drew in shadows is now being revealed in daylight. You're about to receive a call, a blocked number. It will be someone trying to confess something quickly. Listen carefully but speak nothing. Let them talk, because what they say will be recorded by angels. Soon, the person closest to the original commander will step forward. Their conscience has started to collapse. They can no longer eat or sleep, because the guilt is swallowing them. Archangel Michael says, the clock is ticking not for you, but for them. Type Amen to get blessing 565. A cloud moved over your home 3 nights ago. That was not weather, it was protection. Something tried to spiritually enter but was denied entry by a sword of light. You will feel a shift in the next 72 hours. Your dreams will reveal more. Someone who appeared good may now look distorted in your dreams. That's a sign of hidden betrayal. The key file with your cleared name is now being printed. But the enemy is trying to stop the ink. A glitch in the printer caused the paper to be stuck, but the angel pushed it through. You will hold that paper in your hand very soon. It will declare, "No evidence found against this individual." Type Amen to get blessing 474. The copy of the confession tape has now been stored in 3 different secure locations. No matter how hard they try to erase the evidence, it will remain. The sound of your name being cleared will echo louder than the lies whispered in secret. That missing page, page 27, is closer than you think. It's being moved tonight by someone under pressure. They're afraid of what will happen if it ends up in the wrong hands, but heaven has already declared, the right hands will find it. The person who told the investigator where you live has gone silent. Their social media, their phone, even their workplace contact, they've disconnected everything. But silence does not erase guilt. Comment, heaven is revealing every hidden danger, to align with the exposing light. Type Amen to get blessing 909. There's a folder labeled Phase 4 that they were hiding. That phase was meant to happen after the first 3 succeeded. It had one goal, to publicly humiliate you through falsified headlines and planted news. But the software corrupted. The system they paid so much to hack and upload false stories rejected the files. It didn't just crash, it rebooted and showed only one line: the light will not be overcome. Your name is now under divine review. Not by people, but by heaven's counsel. Everything that was supposed to break you is now being used to bless you. Type Amen to get blessing 838. You're going to receive a message from someone acting like they care. They'll say they just found out and want to help. But your spirit will feel the lie in their tone. Trust your inner alarm. You're no longer a victim, you're a detector of truth. They can't manipulate what is spiritually awake. Another item from the investigator's briefcase revealed handwritten notes with your name followed by the phrase, "Redirect future." That was their goal, to hijack your path. But your destiny is fireproof. They underestimated how protected you really are. Type Amen to get blessing 393. The investigator now lies in silence, unable to speak. He tried to deny the deeper orders, but something struck his voice. A divine hand muted the lie before it escaped. This entire mission was funded from jealousy. Not revenge. Not rage. But pure jealousy at your elevation. They wanted what you carry, but what you carry was never theirs to have. The spiritual realm is shifting tonight. Swords are being raised. Scrolls are being unsealed. And your name is written in gold on the one that says, untouchable. Comment, my name is protected by heaven, to close the door on every false plan. Type Amen to get blessing 717. You'll see someone very soon who will seem shaken around you. They'll pretend it's nothing, but their soul is disturbed. That's because your energy has changed, it now reflects divine fire, and it exposes them without you saying a word. A house was rented just 3 blocks from yours. Guess who it belonged to? The same person who handed the briefcase to the investigator. But that house now stands empty. Something chased them out. The windows cracked on their own. The lights flickered violently. And on the final night, the neighbors reported hearing footsteps but seeing no one. That was your guardian angel. Type Amen to get blessing 616. A photo of you was on the wall inside that rented house. Circled in red. Dated. Tagged. But the image began to burn at the corners without flame. That's when they fled. They thought you were vulnerable, easy to manipulate. But what they didn't know is that the moment your name was dragged, the heavens marked theirs for justice. You may begin feeling intense dreams now. Don't fear them, they're not nightmares. They are revelations. Blueprints of truth disguised as visions. You're being given insight, not fear. Direction, not confusion. Victory, not defeat. Type Amen to get blessing 282. You'll remember small strange things from the past few weeks. Doors creaking suddenly. Your phone freezing. People calling and hanging up. All those were signals. They were trying to peek into your world, trying to glitch your peace. But every attempt returned void. Archangel Michael says, the chain is broken. You will not be watched again like prey. The hunter has been caught, and the trap is now theirs to escape. And they won't. Comment, let them fall in the pit they dug, if you know this is confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. The investigator will soon become a public name. Not because of you, but because of what he carried. Too many others were targeted before you. But your case is the one that opened heaven's judgment. Your silence has been powerful. Your patience was not weakness, it was spiritual warfare in disguise. And now your strength is speaking louder than any words you could say. The final step is unfolding now. The one who funded this all is trembling behind closed doors. They've sensed their exposure in the air. And that fear will not leave them. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You are rising through fire, but not touched by it. Walking through storms, but not wet. Watched by enemies, but untouchable. That is the mark of divine covering. Tonight, a whisper will reach their ears that shakes them. It will be a voice saying, you cannot touch what I have sealed. Your name is being remembered in powerful places. And forgotten in the mouths of those who once tried to shame it. That's the beauty of divine reversal. The file is closed. The chain is broken. The name is protected. The investigator is exposed. The truth is yours now, forever. Type Amen to get blessing 500.